Buenos días, hola otra vez, probando sonido. Bon dia, benvinguts, bienvenidos. Welcome to the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta Press Conference. In a few minutes, the press conference will start. Bon dia a tothom, en breus minuts començarà la roda de premsa. Els fotògrafs, si us plau, teniu en compte que només us podeu moure pels laterals. Los fotógrafos, por favor, solo os podéis mover por los laterales, pues el evento va a ser grabado. Gracias. So, again, now, bon dia, buenos días, welcome to the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta Press Conference. Bon dia, Jesse. Hola, Jesse, com estàs? Benvingut. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Gracias, Laura. Well, bon dia, good morning, and welcome to the press conference for the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta. I mean, this is an event that marks a special moment, the start of the summer of sailing for the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup here in Barcelona. My name's Jesse Chuk, and I'll be hosting these press conferences. Just want to give you a little bit of a breakdown of how the preliminary regatta is going to work this week. We're going to have a single round robin where we'll be having match racing, one-on-one racing. Teams will race each other on one occasion. Now, at the end of that round robin, the teams with the most wins will go into a winner-takes-all match race final on Sunday afternoon. Now, racing, of course, starts tomorrow, Thursday, 2 p.m. local time, and we'll have 4 races every day. Now, this week's preliminary regatta is the third of the America's Cup cycle. But for the first time, we're back into the AC75s, a yacht class that we haven't seen for a whopping 1,254 days. Now, it's fair to say that in that 3.5 years, there's been a relentless amount of time and effort poured in by all of the teams, and the anticipation has never been greater to see out of them who has got it right and who has the upper hand. The race village in Port Vale is set, the fan zones along Barcelona's beaches are ready, and there's an incredible buzz around the city of Barcelona for the start of this event. Well, let's kick things off with a little bit of a taste of what's to come.
For the 37th time. Here we go again. The fight for the old mug is on once more. Make or break, fight or flight. All or nothing. For 173 years, that's the way it's always been in this ancient competition. One winner. No such thing. A second. It's business as usual on this year's America's Cup battleground. One defender, hell-bent on keeping the cup and writing their name into history. 5 contenders, determined to stop them, but only one will get the chance. To earn that right, first they have to win the Louis Vuitton Cup. There's been a qualifying series for over 50 years. 5 weeks of one-on-one racing. 5 teams facing off. Only one will prevail. The action begins with the preliminary regatta, a warm-up. Then all teams will race in the Louis Vuitton Cup. After 2 round robins, the defender withdraws, lying in wait to see who will meet them in the match. In September, 12 international teams compete for the Unicredit Youth America's Cup. Then in October, the Puig Women's America's Cup makes its debut. And on October 12th, it's time for the main event, the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup. One challenger, one defender, winner takes all. This is Barcelona. This is the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup.
There we go. The stage is certainly set. I think let's get this thing underway and bring our helmsman up onto stage. We'll start with the defenders, Emirates Team New Zealand's Peter Burling. Challenger of record, Ineos Britannia, Sir Ben Ainsley. Alinghi Red Bull Racing, Arno Sardafagas. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, Francesco Bruni. New York Yacht Club, American Magic, Paul Goodison. And from Orient Express Racing Team, Quentin Delapierre. Oh, what a moment this is. Looking good, gents. Here we go. Pete, we'll start with you as the defender. I think that's fitting. Now, you've had a taste of victory in this cycle, winning the preliminary event in the AC40s in Jeddah, but we're back into the big boats, the AC75s. I said it in the intro, it's been 1,254 days since you last raced these boats. One, how pumped are you to get back racing in these? And secondly, can you just give us a bit of an insight into what the step up is going to be on these new generation AC75s?
Yeah, well, it's been over 3 years, like you say, since we last raced an AC75. All the teams got a little taste of competition this cycle round with the AC40s, but I mean, the 75's just got to a whole nother level in this cycle. And, in that 3 years, it doesn't mean the teams have stopped. Everyone's been working incredibly hard on developing the boats, pushing the levels that they can achieve around a racetrack, and that's exactly what you'll see over the next month or so during the racing.
Are they faster?
Oh, for sure. Part of it's by rule. You'll see the class is exactly the same. The hull's very similar, foil arms, rig, etc. But really the internals have changed a lot. The sails are developing all the time. Systems, less people on board. So the boats are significantly faster than last time.
Brilliant. Ben, I'm going to jump down to you, Challenger of record. I mean, everyone probably woke up this morning to the press release, and I want to talk to you about that. A change to the team lineup. Dylan Fletcher is in, Giles is moving out. Can you talk us through that one?
Yeah, we're really fortunate to have a strong sailing squad like all these teams do, and it was always our plan to rotate sailors around and ultimately pick what we thought was the strongest squad. And we're very fortunate, like I said, to have the strength and depth with Dylan and Giles as exceptional helmsmen. And in the end, we took the decision to go with Dylan and myself. And that's no reflection on Giles. He's, like I said, an incredible talent. And actually, I have to say, the way he's stepped up since that decision and the leadership he shows in the team as a sailing team head, if you like, has been exceptional. It says a lot about him as a person. I'm really excited to be sailing with Dylan for the first time in this competition. I think it's an exciting lineup.
Paul, I'm going to jump down to you. You've split honours with Emirates Team New Zealand in these preliminary regattas so far with your win down the coast in Villanova last year. I mean, always great to win an event, but the reality is this still is a warm-up. For American Magic, what are you looking to get out of racing this week?
I think this regatta is going to be very different from the other preliminaries. We're obviously in the AC75s now. We're in a match racing format, so it's very different. But we learned a lot in the preliminaries through Villanova, the success, but also from defeat we had in Jeddah where we didn't sail at our best. So we've got a lot of things on our plate that we've worked on and improved, and we're just hoping to keep continuing to get better every day, learning from every day we go racing, and we want to learn as much as we can about our competitors.
Francesco, Paul just mentioned it there around the Villanova event and the Jeddah event. Obviously, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli went very close in Jeddah, but didn't quite take out the win there. Can you tell us what a win this week would mean for Luna Rossa?
Well, we are all here for winning. We are all here for fighting hard and have a successful week. But we know that this is not the Louis Vuitton and this is not the final. But all of us, we all want to win, and we will do all it takes to win. It's very important for the team, which has done an amazing job so far. I'm very proud with the team and with the short team, the designers. They've done a fantastic job up to now. It's time for us to take it really to a good moment this week.
Now, probably one of the biggest talking points of the week occurred yesterday, Arno, out on the racetrack. tough 24 hours for the team. No one likes to see a mast breaking, especially this close to the event. Can you talk us through what happened out there and where does that put the team?
Yeah, so really good question what happened out there. But yesterday, we were running our new mast and we were doing through the warm-up. And just during the commissioning, the mast fell in a light 12 knots breeze. So we don't really know what happened exactly. It's one of the few one design component of the boat. It's the second one that will break this season. So we need to review, and a lot of great people are looking into it really deeply. But we will be back on the water today with our spare mast and in a racing shape. So far the team did an amazing job overnight to get us on the race track today for the practice race.
Great. Conte, you've spent a lot of time in your campaign here in Barcelona, but that campaign has been the shortest campaign out of all of these teams here. I mean, it's your first America's Cup cycle. The French team you've brought back into the America's Cup. You sit here with these teams, these gentlemen next to you. It must be a special moment.
It is, and it's also been an unbelievable sprint for our team. We came quite late, but there is no question about our ambition. We push as hard as we can, and I don't want to put too much pressure on the team. I think we know what we have to do to catch up. We've got an unbelievable boat, and I think the team is now in good shape, and we just have to just try to increase the learning curve as quick as possible, and I think after that everything is possible.
Thank you. Well, I think they're nice and warmed up, so we can open the questions out to the media on the floor. Just a reminder as well, please state your name and organisation, and I'll come to you. We've got a couple of microphones floating around. Yeah, we'll go Matt up there, microphone coming your way, and then we'll send one down here as well.
Hi, Matt Sheehan, Planet Sail. A question for Arno. Arno, just following up on the problem with the mast. Can you just talk us through the rules on the mast, what you're allowed to do? Because there are certain elements that are one design, as I think you just mentioned there, and how many masts you can have and what you can do.
Yeah, so if we don't go too technical, the mast mold and the design of it is shape-wise is one design that we all have the same, and there is some limitation in the structures that you need to apply as a minimum, and you can always apply more if you want in a different area. And I think so, as everyone does, probably they just make their mast slightly better than what you get from the really good package from the rules perspective. And then what happened yesterday, for sure, it's not a human mistake on board, at least, and we just really need to wait and really review with the people in charge and investigate it.
Got one, Todd, down here. Down here. Do we have the second mic on this side as well, guys? We can go to Shirley first, but bring a mic down here.
Hi, Todd Nile from Stuff in New Zealand. Arno, sorry to keep going on about it. Can you tell us, explain which mast you're using, how many you've got available in the shed, and does that make you sail more conservatively at this point?
So that mast was our third new mast. We were sailing for about 20 minutes with this one. And now because we were able to replace it because the previous one broke, so you're allowed to start when a component break to restart a new one. And we just got it last week from New Zealand, and so now we still have our mast one as a race mast that was supposed to be the race mast anyway, and we have another old one from Boat Zero that we got with our training vessel that will be a really good backup if anything happened to the next one.
And so you don't need to sail more conservatively having that in the background?
No, the mast that we are going to use today and for the racing, we know the mast sail for 60 plus days and then we know we can go full throttle on it. And with this boat, you cannot sell easily, so we're just gonna sell as we need to do to win races.
Shirley.
Shirley Robertson, ACTV. Welcome, gentlemen. It's great to see you all again. It's an exciting day. A question for Ben. Given that there's no prize at the end of these 4 days, it doesn't really mean there's anything towards the final outcome. And also that in part, success in the America's Cup is about keeping your powder dry, isn't it? Keeping your secrets close to your chest. How much do you think, Ben, will actually be revealed in this opening event?
I think quite a lot, because when you look at the schedule of racing, there isn't really that much scope of time to make changes. Already we're having to measure in for the round robin on the back of this prelim event, or halfway through the prelim event, and then moving through to the next round. So you kind of almost got to be a step ahead in terms of any changes that you want to make to the boat. So I think people will be putting as much forward as they possibly can. But that said, to me, it looks like some of the teams are slightly more prepared than others, and it'll be fascinating to see how that plays out over the next couple of weeks.
It's also a little bit of reveal day, isn't it? 2 helicopters, the most amazing cameras on the planet. The first time you will have seen each other's machines in close detail. How important is that? Francesco, maybe you answer this. What are you hoping to gather? What data will you get from these days?
I think it's very important for our development to watch what the others are doing, and to have their comms, their cameras on board, and all the data. I think is super important, and the real work for the coaches starts today. They're going to have a lot of things to review from all the other teams. So yeah, very, very important.
And just last question, sorry to dominate. Quentin, it's your first cup, and it's just getting really real. Just describe, how that feels about to go into battle.
It's unbelievable, and I feel super happy to be there with this team. I think, as I said, it's a great team that Bruno and Stefan just built in a very short period, and I believe in it. I think we have an unbelievable boat, as I said. We have for sure to learn a lot in the pre-start and in the match racing move, because we didn't have 2 boats for training with the 40s, only have 1. So we push hard technically with the 40 in LEQ mode, but not that much in a match racing. We did a lot in the simulator, but not in the real world, I would say. So yeah, really exciting. It's the first time for me, and it's a dream come true. And I just want to increase the ambition as far as I can.
Yes, good morning. Pier Giorgio Santi from La Vanguardia. I've got a couple of questions. One is for Peter. Peter, according, in your opinion, is this preliminary regatta make sense? Or perhaps would you have preferred to see directly starting the Louis Vuitton Cup? I mean, this 3 days the regatta, what does that mean for your team? If you think, what is really the sense of this preliminary regatta? And the second question is for Francesco. After Riccardo Tita won the gold medal in the Olympic Games, what that makes suppose for your team? Is there will be any change in the crew? Thanks.
Pete, you jump in.
Yeah, well, I definitely think the regatta makes sense. It's always been in the protocol that there be 3 regattas prior to the start of the official competition, and it's really, I suppose, a chance for the teams to get through all their processes, make sure that they're ready to race. But not only that, it's a chance for the race officials to get some practice under their belt as well. So, the America's Cup, like Jesse said, hasn't been run for 3 years now, and just the level of where things are going to be, come the end is incredibly high. But in saying that it's starting up a big machine this week, which is, I think, incredibly exciting for the sailors, but also the buzz in the sailing community of finally being able to see these machines race again is high as well. So really looking forward to getting out there and racing.
Regarding Ruggero Tita proved once again to be a great sailor, 2 gold medals, unbelievable. He's a great talent, and we are super happy, super proud to have him for Italy and for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli on the team. He's one of the helmsmen. He could jump on board every day. He's ready. He has spent a lot of time for his Olympic medal, so his time with the team has been not full time, but he's a great sailor. He really can jump on board any moment.
Yeah, just down here.
Giuliano Luzzatto, pressmare.it. Ciao Checco. Do you know what pairs of helm do you try during these preliminary races, and how much is important with this super fast boat the classic match race skills?
Well, we will start with what we had in Auckland, me and Jimmy, me on the left and Jimmy on the right, and but by the rules we can change even the same morning. Match racing is very important. It's especially, I think, this edition of the Cup, the boats will perform a lot closer. There will be not a huge difference of performance between the boats, so the match racing will be tighter, and I think it's very important to have some experience on that.
Todd Niall from Stuff in New Zealand. Paul, there's this rule inquiry thing going on with those mesh fairings. Is that small beer, and are you still sailing with them? Will it make a difference which way that goes to you?
I'm sure it would make a difference. They're obviously there as a performance gain, but we feel that that's within the rules, and they're there to serve a purpose, and we'll just see what the ruling makes.
But you're sailing with them at the moment?
Yep, they're on the boat at the moment.
Lucy Kramer from Stuff New Zealand. Pete, just a quick one for you. Who do you think is Team New Zealand's biggest competition right now?
Put on the spot. Well, I think it's incredibly hard to say. I think the teams have proven they'll have different strengths across the different conditions, and everyone's still developing and evolving quite quickly as things go on. But one thing I would say is that this is, I'd say, the strongest group of challengers the America's Cup's seen in a long time. I think anyone could take a race off anyone else, and it's going to be one heck of a battle getting through the Louis Vuitton Cup. So whoever we do get to race at the end is going to be very battle hardened and a tough kind of worthy competitor. So we're pushing as hard as we can to make sure we're ready to take on whoever makes it out.
Matt Sheehan, Planet Sail. Pete, just following on from that, you and Francesco both talked about how close this racing is going to be, which it certainly looks that way from the practice racing we've seen. But also on Tuesday, I think when you were racing the Brits, you seemed to have a breakdown or a splashdown that saw you out of action for an hour or so at the top of the course, which I understand was a systems issue. How much more of an issue is reliability going to be this time around with such complex boats?
I think reliability is always something that's incredibly important, not just in the America's Cup environment, but in any sailing. I mean, your gear's got to be there for you when you need it. We, like everyone, have little issues every now and then. Obviously, in practice racing, you're more wanting to deal with the issues as soon as they happen rather than push through them and potentially have a slightly bigger issue down the road. But we managed to resolve our small problem we had relatively quickly, and then we're obviously just waiting for our race slot slightly later in the day. But it's incredibly important. These boats are incredibly complex, and then you add all the media system cameras and everything else on top of that. So, I'm sure every team's data and departments are working hard at the moment to make sure that they're reliable. But in saying that, every element of the team's doing exactly the same. We've got to make sure you push the limits, but also get the boat around the track in one piece.
How does it feel compared to this time last time around?
I think that's why it's so nice, back to my first question, to have this preliminary regatta. We actually get the chance to have to measure the boat, get the boat in a race legal configuration, and really get to check all those processes and make sure that we're ready to go. And I think that's such an important thing for not only us but all the teams to be able to get that milestone under their belt before they go into the races that count for keeps. And it's just a really exciting time. I think that intrigue of the America's Cup, seeing two boats line up off the start line for the first time and not really sure who's actually going to go faster is something that's going to continue to evolve as the events go on, as the conditions change. And obviously, like I said, people are stronger and weaker in different conditions. So it's going to be a super exciting event for sure.
Just in front of you there, Matt. Yeah.
Hello, good morning. Albert Sato from BTV, a local TV station. It's the same question for all of them. After living here for more than 1 year, how do you define Barcelona and living here? Obviously, you're working here, but the atmosphere around the 37th America's Cup and living here for everyone.
Probably a good one for you, Anna. You've had a good amount of time there.
He's been here the longest.
Speaks the language.
Yeah, almost. Now we've been here with Lingy Red Bull Racing for 2 years now, and the city and the region really welcome us like open arm, and we really feel to be at home here. And the racing venue that you will see all of you this week. Every day the wind is different, the wave, it does make it a really, really interesting place to race and to sail, but a really tricky one as well for every team. So I think we're gonna see one of the best America's Cup ever here in Barcelona.
Tucker.
Tucker Thompson, ACE. A question for Arnaud about the mast again. Given that is essentially a one design part, would you advise that the other teams should now be concerned about their rigs, or given the fact that your team is the only one that has broken two, is it something that perhaps you guys are doing differently?
If we look at the fact the way the two masts came down within an hour of each other, more or less, of sailing, I will say everyone should be safe and not concerned about what happened to our masts, at least. But I think it's more of maybe in the future, probably some stuff need to be reviewed. But I will say, as our own mast, the mast we will race today and next week, we are fully confident on it, and we can put on it. So I don't think anyone should be concerned about, in terms of sailing-wise, what happened to our man.
So if you're confident in the one you're now using, is that rig different from the ones that have broken?
The premise was not different. That's the biggest question to what really happened. But the way it came down, it was gonna come down at one stage. So if you sail for more than, let's say, 10, 15 hours with your mast, you should be fine.
We've probably got time for one or two more. Go to Todd here.
Ben Todd Nile from Stuff. You had a frustrating start to your campaign in Auckland, I think. Is there a different feeling this time, and if so, why?
Yeah, I think so. We clearly went into the Christmas race with a lot of issues in Auckland, and the team did an incredible job to turn things around from there. I'd say from what we've seen so far with the practice racing that we've done, we're much more competitive than where we're going into the Christmas race, but we still have, I think, a lot of potential in our boat that we haven't quite untapped yet. So that's really the key for us, as it is for all of the other teams. How quickly can we, derive the performance in the boats through this preliminary event, then round robins and hopefully further into the competition.
Take one more if there is one, or we'll wrap it up there, I think. Oh, Shirley? Okay, one more for Shirley.
I've been in the fortunate position of watching you racing the last couple of days, and it looks amazing. It's so exciting, and the boats just look so close and so different to what we saw in Auckland. I mean, maybe just summarise for the viewers around the world what's in store. Francesco, Ben,
I can have a quick go. I mean, I think firstly, congratulations to the event authority and Barcelona for the work that they put in, the effort they put in over the last 2+ years to get us to this point. I think everyone said the boats look amazing. The performance, particularly in the stronger winds, the performance is really mind-blowing, both upwind and downwind, and I think the viewers will be really surprised by that. It's a real privilege to sail on these boats. And what a beautiful city. We talked about the competition. It really is set to be one of the best America's Cups ever, and we're looking forward to it.
Do you want to add to that at all, Francesca?
No, never been said better.
Perfect. We'll wrap that up there. I think what we can take away is that all the teams are going to be guns blazing from tomorrow. Well, thanks once again for all of you joining us here, and a big thank you to our hosts and partners once again. A great opening press conference. We'll let the teams get into their final preparations ahead of tomorrow. Just a reminder, racing from 2 p.m. local time. Look forward to seeing you all out there. Thank you.